Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. In this video I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I've bought, and then I'm also going to show you some BGS returns. Not a lot of them, but some pretty cool returns. Most of them, well, maybe about half of them we're going to be showing you guys know I like certain cards in my collection. First we'll start off with some free code cards. These come from a guy that I bought some Topps cards off of, and he threw in these for free. And he also threw in a few free cards from me as well, and I'll show you guys that. Right there for your subs, so I appreciate that very much. And then we look right here, he actually threw in a Charizard EX. This is the XY29. He threw in a reverse holo Charizard and then also the Charmander and Charmeleon, so that was really cool, very kind of him, and I definitely appreciate that. A lot of Topps cards that he had sent me, I'm not going to be sending them off to PSA. I think he thought they were in PSA condition, but Topps cards are hard because they have those squared off corners. So a lot of times there's damage to them and you don't even realize it. Next up I have, this is from Gino. He actually sent some packs to open, and then this right here, which I'm going to do at the end. It's a little bit of a mystery kind of deal. Next up I want to mention this seller, Poke Exchange. He actually sent me a card. It wasn't as described, and I left him a positive feedback, but I said, you know, heavy play in the feedback, and normally I just leave it at that, because if I'm going to leave a neutral and negative, then before I do anything like that, then I would follow up. If I'm not going to follow up, then I'll go ahead and leave the positive feedback anyways, but I want my feedback to actually be more accurate. And this guy actually followed up with me, and I tried doing a follow-up feedback, but for some reason it was like broken or something, so... But he actually offered to reimburse me and do other things, and I really appreciate it. Not a lot of sellers do that, and I think there's a reason his feedback is at 100%. So maybe you guys go check out his stuff. He had plenty of other cards in there. And he's in the UK, so you have to make sure you hit worldwide on the left side. Next up, this is something that I actually pulled out of a booster box. I went to bid on one of these, and I thought I was going to win it for real cheap at 25 bucks, and it still didn't happen. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to open up an Ultra Prism box, and I pulled it. Look at that. This is actually the corrected Cyrus that only happened on the reprinted Ultra Prism set. In the original set, it says you can't play this card unless your active Pokemon is Water or Steel, and this one just says you can play this card only if your active Pokemon is Water or Steel, which is basically the exact same thing, but that's a lot better. It's probably more grammatically correct. Next up, I have a 1999-2000 PSA 7 Hitmonchan, and you can see right here, big fan, thanks for all you do. He didn't send a business card with it, but I wanted to show it just because he wrote that little note on there. Next up we have, this is a Ladybug that I traded for. I thought I needed it for my Southern Islands set, but I actually don't, so I might be selling this one. Very tough to get in PSA 10. I traded some first edition jungle cards, and I put a little extra value on my end because I thought I needed it for my set, but I actually don't. But he did send this, and we're doing some kind of collaboration with like a Southern Islands binder or something. He's doing something really cool. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But it says, Rusty, thanks for the trade deal. Looking forward to working with you in the future. Pokey Dreamer, Steve. I very much appreciate that. I couldn't read your handwriting there for a second. I was thinking of something else. But he also sent this pack. I don't even know what set it is. I don't keep up with the Japanese stuff much. I'm wondering by the looks of these cards if this is one of the new sets that people have been hyped about with that new rarity. I'm not really sure. It's just kind of like the feel from the colors on the artwork. But we'll open this one up now. Then I'll show you guys the rest of the stuff, and we'll save that for the end. Alright, so I'm going to just go straight through. It looks like there's something shiny in here. Got a Shinx, so I'm going to come off the back. Stunfish, maybe? Maybe a Rocky Helmet. Got Pineco, Dedenne. Oh yeah, we did. I'm not even sure what this is. Maybe Boldore? Or I can't even remember. I think that's the wrong generation. I don't know this V generation as good just yet. And this one is S3, so I guess it's the equivalent of Rebel Clash, or not Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, and I guess I should know it, but I got so focused on the Charizard from that set. But that's pretty cool. We pulled us an ultra rare card. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much for sending that extra in. Next up, I bought this off of a patron. Shout out to Mr. David. I appreciate this. He gave me a pretty decent deal on it. But it's a first edition Neo Destiny Dark Gengar Gem Mint 10. I was going to say first edition twice, but it's Neo Destiny. You would think is harder to grade, but it's really not that bad. I think it's because a lot of times they focus on the picture and not so much on the borders. Because you can see the silvering along top of this one. You can actually see where this one has a couple white dots, and the centering is off a little bit. Plus, it's in the 4 millions, so you wouldn't think that this would get a 10, but it did. And you know, other than that, I mean, it still looks really good. It's very aesthetically pleasing. From this front, the centering doesn't look like it does on the back side. I'm definitely happy with the purchase, so thank you very much for that. Last but not least, for my PSA purchases, we have this Dark Magneton. I went ahead and bit the bullet. Paid $4,500 for this card, which I think was a pretty good deal. Got it from eBirdman. I think he cut me a deal on price because I don't know, he's just been in the hobby a while. I think he's trying to fund a few things right now, so he's put up some stuff at really good deals. So if you're looking for any high-end items, now would be the time to ask that guy, because I think he's looking to sell until he gets whatever amount it is that he's needing. And I know it seems crazy to pay $4,500 for a Dark Magneton when Dark Charizard isn't even that price, but I think Loot sold his for the same price a few months back. And you know, a lot of stuff has really continued to go up. Dark Magneton isn't that popular. However, it's very tough to grade and very tough to get in a 10. And this one looks really nice. I know that looks like print lines right there, but that's actually on the PSA case. You should see it move when I do that. And you can see the shadow behind it. But this one's in really nice shape. And I know it's in the 2 million search, which is kind of, or 20 million search, was kind of counterintuitive. But next up, for what most of you have been waiting for, we have a BGS Returns. First, we're going to start off with this one. 2 of them ended up getting damaged in the mail. They did not do a very good job of packaging it. They just stuck it directly into a cardboard box. And the boxes are basically the exact same size as all of the returns together. So I was surprised that they would ship it that way, but I was not surprised when I saw that they were damaged. BGS cases are really tough. And you can see right here, this one has a crack on it. This it's actually missing a piece right here, very sharp. But anyways, I got this one graded. It's an Italian, I think it's Italian. Yes, an Italian birthday Pikachu. I don't think PSA would grade them because it's not base set. But I got a 9. It was 0.5 away from getting the gem mint. That would have been pretty sweet. But it's a really nice card. I wanted to see it graded, so I sent it to BGS. I knew that they would grade it. And then here's the next one that was damaged. It's actually missing an entire chunk out of the card right there. But this is a first edition Ivy Pikachu. It comes from Jungle Packs, as it has labeled right there. This is 7.5. What brought it down was the surface. I think it's right here. You can see it. That's what killed the grade on it. That's why you see a 9, 9.5. And really, I think the edges are a little bit better than an 8, but the 6.5 on the surface is what brought it down. Next up, I got these from Delibird Deals. This is a Blastoise, and it's square cut. Got the 8.5. Square cuts are really tough to get in a high grade because those corners are super, super hard to keep in good shape. Let's set these down back here. Next up, we have Chansey. This is an English square cut. Also got this from Delibird Deals. Thought this one was pretty cool. I'm glad he sold it to me. I don't have all of the hollows from base set and square cut anymore. As far as I know, I had the only Machamp that's ever surfaced up in square cut, but it's long gone now. Next up, we have an Arbok, and it's a 9.5 plus. Actually got a 10 on the surface, 9.5 on centering, edges, and corner. So we got that gold label. Really like that. Did a really good job. I think that's actually better than what I have in my personal collection, so I'll probably have to swap those out. Next up, we have another Ivy Pikachu. This one got the 7.5 on corners, then 9, 9.5, 9.5, and that's why I got the 8. But it's still a pretty good grade nonetheless. I think the reason it was brought down, it says on the corners, down there, there we go. You can see it right there. It's got a little lip on it, so that's why it got the 8. Next up, we have a Raquaza Gold Star. So I have that one on eBay now. That's a PSA 9. I'm asking a premium on it. I don't really want to sell the card. I can see it only going up, and that's why the price is so high on it. And I will, I'm not going to deny that it's over the last sale price. It would be a record sale price if it sold. I think I'm asking like $10K on it at a 9. But I do that with the few cards that I really don't want to sell, but I'm willing to put up on eBay if they would sell at the price that I put them up for. For the most part, when I list products, they are actually the cheapest on eBay, and sometimes I get undercut because some items stick on there for a while, but I have a 99% sell-through rate within 16 months. You can see right here, this one does pretty good too. This is a BGS 9, and I think it's a pretty strong 9. It's got 9.5 on the centering, and then there's a 999 on the edges, surface, and corners. And you know, gold stars are really tough to get, even from BGS, like a 9 grade, because usually there's that white chipping around the edges. Let me stick that in the background. Next up, I got a Gem Mint 9.5 first edition Lugia, and I think I already have one of these in my collection. I'm going to compare it to the other one that I have. So this one will probably go up for sale. And you look on the back side, I mean, it looks really nice. Like, I could have seen that getting, you know, 10s on the corners and the edges and centering. For me, I think the surface with that one light print line is what gets it. It's kind of hard to see. And the surface actually got a 9.5. Oh, the centering is what killed it with the 9. And yeah, I can see that. I didn't see it on the back side, but I definitely see it here. That's why it got hit, because of the centering on the front. Centering on the back usually isn't as big of an issue as centering on the front, because that's where the appeal of the card comes from. Next up, we have an inverted Electabuzz. So I've got the Dragonite, I've got a few Pikachu, and I think the Pikachu that I have in my collection now is an 8.5, and then I have that one I just bought. And this one right here, this Electabuzz got an 8. I think it was this corner, yeah, that little corner down there, that's what got it. So the corners with the 7.5, but overall I'm very happy with that grade. These are very rare with the inverted stamp. I've searched through probably 10,000 of each one of these and never found one in the wild. And then last, I have my third inverted Pikachu, and you can see this right here got the 9, and it was 0.5 away from getting the 9.5. The centering and the edges is what got it. And I can see that for the centering. It kind of fades in a little bit, but on the Pikachu it's not so bad. And then I believe, yes, that edge right there. That's probably what kept it from getting the 9.5. But overall I'm very happy with that grade as well. That's what I expected from PSA. However, PSA does not recognize these as official errors anymore, so they stopped grading them. So we do need to go to places like Beckett or CGC to have them graded. Okay, so before we end, I'm going to open up these two booster packs, and then I'm going to see what else Gino sent right there. He's such a nice guy. I'm glad I met him at Hartford. Y'all need to hound Charlie about having another event. I think everyone would enjoy that very much. Oh, it's a green code card, but I'll go ahead and show it to you. So we got Grookey, Mudbray, Hoot Hoot, Vulpix, Nick. I feel sticker. Nickit, Clobbopus, yeah, Clobbopus, Galarian, Rapidash. Got the rainbow unicorn thing going on right there. And then with the Charizard VMAX on the cover, it's a green code card, but maybe we'll pull us a cool reverse holo. Let me just put those four up front. We got the Water Energy, Vanillish, Shinotech, Ursaring, Rowlet, something, Larvesta. There's a Serena and the Thievul. Okay, so nothing too good in those packs, but thank you very much, Gina, for sending those. Let's see what you sent us here. Oh, check it out. We got a staff, Tornadus EX. I know it's hard to see, but it's right there. This will come in both a staff and non-staff version. I believe it was the very first, like, ultra rare staff kind of card, because I remember collecting the EX cards and wanted one of every version, and I remember this one being so unique when it came out as a staff. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, there we go. We have a Delibird, first place from the Pokemon League. When these started, I believe in somewhere in black and white. I can't remember the set it started with. I think it was maybe with that Scyther. No, it was probably before that. I can't remember. Delibird was one of the first ones. I mean, this is Boundaries Crossed here. But you get first, second, third, and fourth place, and they still do that to this day. Oh, there's second. And, oh, it got third. So they did the first, second, and third place for the Delibirds. Man, thank you so much, Gino, for sending this stuff in. I always appreciate it, and I always like talking to you. Those of you who are seeing this first on Patreon, just hit me up if you want to buy some of these cards off here to the side. Probably won't sell the inverted cards as usual, but I may be open to offers if I get a really good, price on something. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you around.